Yo, this is Ru, aka the Culture Black Kid. I am here at Observatory Hill here in Sydney with the one, the only Aztec Flow. Tech, how are we doing, my guy?
I'm good, bro.
That's good.
Yeah.
We are here because Tech has just put out his latest album, Wake, Death, Return, Life. So yeah, get ready for a really dope conversation. First, Wake, Death, Return, Life.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. It is based off what I believe is a Japanese
Proverb.
proverb. Yeah. So, what does Wake, Death, Return, Life, I guess, mean to you and your journey so far as an artist? Especially coming into this now period of your life.
I think, like, to wake from death is like facing your struggles as like a human, and to like awake from that.
Yeah.
Going through the worst shit possible in life and still pushing through shit. And that's what the album is. It's human music. It's for humans.
For sure.
Ain't for the aliens that is now confirmed. We gotta be careful before we see the fucking Black Hawks fly out and with the dudes that jump out.
100%.
He knows too much. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, no. That makes sense. And from my understanding, it's been like a 3-year journey, which I can relate to. My project that I put out at the top of the year was also a 3-year journey. Did it feel like at times that you wavered a bit when it came to working on the project? Like you were like, I'm not sure if I'm going to finish this, or maybe I should cut some tracks. Or was the journey the final product that you finish with, or that is now out that people can listen to, is that what it started with and you pretty much followed it through from top to bottom?
Well, there was definitely points where I was just like, man, like, I don't think anybody would care if I just didn't do it. Because I was like, fuck, like, there's some parts where I was like, man, fuck this project, man, fuck everything, fuck life, fuck this, fuck everything. But I was like, I'm glad that it came out. I'm glad that it did what it did, and it is what it is now. And like everything's fallen into place. For sure. You know what I mean? So I think there's probably definitely moments where I thought about just like cutting them into singles and shit, but nothing crazy. You feel me? Like, just. Fuck the project still.
for the amount of time that it took, and the all the energy and the effort and the money. And
that's my baby, but I'm a deadbeat daddy. You feel me? Like,
move on to the next.
That part.
So 10 tracks, 31 minutes. We're definitely gonna get into it, and like you said, you use the word chapter, and it's really interesting that whilst there are sections of the project that do feel like chapters, whether they're not. Even if they're not right next to each other, I feel like every single song itself is also a chapter. But we're going to get into that in a sec. In true Ru fashion, I want to kick it off with a game. I have to, because I love doing that shit, 100%. So, not a music game, but still, interesting conversational thing. You're on death row.
I'm on death row, all right.
What's your final meal?
The prison?
Yeah.
Okay. The final meal?
Not the label.
Well, my ass was just like, damn, fuck. I'm definitely on death row. I was thinking like, man, Suge gonna fucking whoop my ass, bro.
For the amount of time it took to put this out, no, they'd be pumping it out. Now you're on death row.
Yeah.
What is your final meal, entree, main, dessert?
I mean, I gotta have cheesecake, bro, because fuck, bro. Like,
start with entree. Let's start with entree, because I feel like we're gonna go. Okay. Yeah. So what's your entree?
Entree? Man, I'm not even fancy. I'll probably just like make it double dinners. I'm like a fat motherfucker.
Just compile it all together?
Yeah. I mean, if I had to choose my last meal, like that I could eat, bro, some elotes or fajita, like for an entree, elotes, then fajitas or something, like empanadas or tamales, like some shit like that, bro, would like go hard. Tapatio sauce and shit like that. And then for dessert, bro, like go for a cheesecake, even though I'm lactose intolerant, bro. Like,
fuck it.
I'll be paying for that later though. But like, shit, gotta do what you gotta do.
100%. 100%. So where I want to start is, I want to start with some of the more tracks that are just you on the track. and then we'll get to some of the collabs a little bit later. But the project opens with Focus, and as I've seen in my research that you shot your music video in Wagga and Canberra. What was it like to shoot the music video?
Man, there was so much shit that happened during that. Like,
please tell.
I think like me and Atta, like, brother, like we had our like first real fight during that shoot. And that one was over who was meant to take out the trash. And we're like, yeah, no, like that's dead ass, and we haven't had a serious fight since. It's literally been like, it was like one where we're like I was like, man, I'll go home, and he was like, yeah, I'll go fucking home, and it was over like who was meant to take out the trash, you know, just dumb shit. But that whole shoot was like interesting, bro. Like we ran into like feds on that shoot, and
what happened there?
Well, it was like. Like we're shooting by an airport, well, not shooting by an airport, we're eating by the airport, getting ready to go to the next location to shoot. It was raining like crazy, so we were like chilling. Feds roll up and they're like, you need a permit for this stuff. And I'm just like, bro, we're not even filming here. Guy comes up and he's like, he's just like tripping, bro. He's like,
Just doing too much.
yeah, bro. He was like saying that I was driving when I don't have a license and shit. And I was like, bro, like I don't know what eyes you were looking at like me with, but I wasn't driving, dog.
Yeah.
Like, you know. And I know I have driven in the past, but this not this time.
No.
Not this time, Mr. Officer.
Yes.
But
Crazy.
yeah, no, that was a crazy shoot. A lot of fucked up things like happened during a lot of my shoots, but I think yeah, like what I might have taken from Focus is probably just like not to take things so serious all the time, especially like videos and stuff. Shit kind of goes haywire sometimes, and it's not like the end of the world kind of mentality, you know. So yeah, no, I think Focus ended up like a dope clip, you know what I mean? So I'm happy that I did that shoot, you know, even though everything happened how it happened.
For sure. And for those who don't know, who are, you know, tuning into Aztec, he's not just an artist, he produced the whole album by himself, he shot all the music videos by himself, obviously with the help, you know, he's not the one holding the camera as well when he's performing, but, you know, he pretty much DOP'd and directed and everything, so, you know, you're getting a Swiss Army knife pretty much right here.
On your way, bro. This is how Latinos are, bro. Yeah.
After Focus, the next song I want to talk about is 1862. So as I mentioned, obviously, you know, you got your Mexican roots, and 1862 was a very personal track. Why did you choose to put a track that personal so early on in the track list, do you think?
I think sonically it fit towards the beginning half. Like, I think that was part of my decision more so rather than the personality behind it. But I also think that like, look, I ain't gonna even cap, like, as far as like why that song exists on the album. It was just to do a fucking music video on a horse as a cowboy. That's it. Like, I'm not even gonna cap and sit here, yeah, so I was thinking this and that, and like it just all fit into place. My grandma had told me about this story about my grandfather who like had some shit happen to him, which I referenced in the track. Yeah, and I was like, cool, all right, you know, this fits perfect because I love Quentin Tarantino and those movies. And, you know, I think one of my favorite movies is Once Upon a Time in the West. So, like, I love Westerns, so I love, like, anything like that. So I was like, damn, I really need to do a music video that's, like, on horseback. Now I can brag to everybody I know and just say, yeah, I learned how to ride horses for a month, and...
is there any stories within that goes with the horses
man.
specifically?
Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, one of the horses took off on me when we were like riding. It was like literally the first day, and we're picking out horses for us to ride. I had this other horse that I was riding, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you could try this horse." I don't know. I didn't feel like right about that horse. That horse gave me a weird look, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, like. As soon as I get on that horse, the motherfucker starts walking. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not ready. This motherfucker is cantering. I was like, and then before I know it, I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, bro, I'm getting some speed here, bro. Like, and I just like, I had my hair braided, so my braids were
flying in the wind.
Like anybody would have thought like they would have been driving. Damn, Johnny, look at that native on his horse. I just didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
The eye rub, like, what am I seeing right now?
So yeah, no, that shit was interesting. When I was on the horse and I seen the fence coming, I was like, oh, so this is how I die, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, and then it stopped, and I was like, okay. And then it turned around and kept going again, and I was like, fuck. I get to like the owner, and he stops the horse. The owner's like, congratulations, mate, you didn't die. And he said, you didn't fall off. You're already 50% of the way. So I was like, oh, okay, nice to know that information. So that's one of the stories. I mean, there's other stories of being like in blizzard fucking weather, man. I felt like Forrest Gump, bro. We had side rain, fat rain, rain that came from upside. Like, bro, it was all kinds of rain. It was like damn near close to snow because it was so cold. And being on a horse, man, like that's the closest I've ever been to my ancestors in my life. I don't know how they were just no heating and shit, bro. Props to them. Shout out to them.
For sure. So I guess stay tuned for that video.
Yeah.
When that comes out, if it's come out by now,
Yeah.
you know, when this interview comes out.
Yeah.
So you know, either check it out or stay tuned for it. You don't know.
Yeah.
And another solo song that I wanted to touch on before we get into some collabs is Baby Boy. Which, not a collab, but still shout out to our homegirl Majida, who did the intro and the outro skit type thing on situation on the track.
Yeah.
Knowing you, obviously you're a big film buff. That we'll also touch on when we get to Serpico.
Yeah.
But how do you think your love of film has, like, and also, you know, being a videographer, has like seeped into your artistry as a rapper or as a hip hop artist?
I think it's definitely playing a massive role. I mean, Baby Boy is the Tyrese movie, so like, you know, growing up on that and that entire like movie, it's because like when I was like how that song came about was because I had just watched the movie and I maybe related a little bit too much to the main character, which is not a good thing because he's a terrible character. Toxic traits, doggish activities, still lives with his mom, that, you know? And I kind of like seen a little bit of that with me, and I was like, fuck, like, you know, like that's what got the ball rolling to like moving to Sydney, and this was like 2021, I think, end of 2021 maybe, or something like that. And got the ball rolling in 2022 and really started like making moves. Obviously moved up here 2022. So yeah, no, I'm glad that I did that song because a lot of people have said like, you know, it's like a very selfless kind of song, which I mean, it's hard to make a selfless song because every song is in like, you know,
in some way
selfish, you know. So I'm glad that I made it because it's a good track. It's different, and everybody loves Tyrese, so everybody loves Tyrese. Shout out Snoop Dogg, shout out Tyrese.
Do you have a favorite movie of all time? Just while we're here on the topic.
Damn, if I had to throw it, like my favorite movies be changing based on the day.
Like right now, at this
right now, like I mean, look, I can't ever go wrong with The Goonies. The Goonies is like an amazing movie. I showed you The Goonies.
On our first, like one of the first times we hung out. Tech was like, all right, let's check on The Goonies.
Because you were like, bro, you said I had never watched The Goonies. I was like, God damn, what the fuck? How do you not watch The Goonies, bro? That's fucking...
My 80s movie was Back to the Future.
Yeah, I could see that. But The Goonies is like, bro, as a kid, man, like, I seen that movie when I was a kid, and I was like, damn, there's got to be buried treasure in my backyard. And I was out there digging holes. Like, I was, like
people that come out of Creed and want to stop.
Exactly. And that's another movie, Holes. That inspired me to dig holes in my backyard to try and find treasure. My mom hated me digging holes, you know?
That's why you got to move. That's why you had to, she kicked you out. That's the real story.
I just blamed it on the dog. It's all right.
Yeah, that's true.
When I was a kid.
That's true. So speaking of, film, and you've mentioned him earlier, Atahan, as his artist name is, and, just collabs and working with people in general. Serpico, which is based off an Al Pacino movie. Before we get into Serpico itself, it might seem like just like a really cheesy question or something like that, but what is it like working with your best friend?
Well, I mean, I think I've said this before
Yeah.
on maybe an interview somewhere, but it's annoying. Because like, look, the thing is like, people think it's great, but like your best friend is like, bro, they think they can do everything, that like they can do anything like to you and just get away with it, So like realistically, it's great. Like I love Atta, he's my brother, but we really piss each other off sometimes. Like he knows how to piss me off, although he doesn't do it intentionally. It's just his attitude that always pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because he's always just like, look, cuz if you don't want me here, always so angry. I'm like, damn, bro, relax, So yeah, Atta, I love Atta. He's my brother, and we've been through everything together. He's been day one, friend of many years. I think almost like damn near 10 years now. I think like we've been friends for a very long time.
Sure.
So we've done this shit together, Calm Up together, done the Tical thing together. So yeah, I love him. He's my brother.
That's dope. So also with Serpico, there was the video that came along with it, which was a crazy video.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked it out, it is insane, like something out of a movie. How was shooting that, and what's some things that happened on the shoot? Because based on what you've said so far in regards to your shoots, crazy shit happens on your shoots. Every time.
What's the one that sticks out to you the most? That like the stories that I've told you so far
From Serpico?
From Serpico.
I think it's the one where the neighbors freaked out. I love that story.
The postman one?
Yeah, the postman.
Oh
one.
yeah, that's the one that you talk about where we're like, the SWAT guys were guarding the property, and where they're shooting that, and the postman comes, and he's meant to be he's delivering packages, and then we see him drive away, and then we hear, we heard later on, like, these motherfuckers, like, this motherfucker went up there and was like, yo, what's going on at such and such? It's just like, yo, there's a raid going on down there. What's up with that? And
they were calling like the house or something like
they called somebody's house. Yeah, they called their house.
Yeah.
And then there was people on the hill with binoculars. They were like, what's going on over here? Well, the talk of the town, bro. Like, it's a town of like 1,000, bro. Like, everybody knew. And because like nothing goes on in the country in the South, bro.
It's the most exciting thing that happened to me all
exactly, bro. So in the country, bro. Yeah. So and then we found out later, because he came back, and we're like, damn, why is this guy coming back? Bro, he forgot to deliver the packages. Yeah, he forgot to deliver the packages because he was so caught up on on the
something's
SWAT.
happening here. Yeah.
He was like, maybe he was holding some shit. He was like, oh yeah, he's smoking some bud or something while he's like seeing it. Oh fuck, drove away. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was one of the shoots. I mean, we raced each other and stuff, like going over the driveway and stuff, like over hills and shit, and
in the cars.
The cars, like, and that's what Atta talked about, that he thinks I'm a dangerous driver because of that, because his dumb ass didn't buckle in. I told his ass, I said, we're racing these guys, buckle in, and he's like, oh, it'll be all right, cuz. And this motherfucker, we're there driving, we go over a bump, and he goes, whoo, hits the top of the roof, so that shoot was crazy. I mean, it was like 4 to 5 days of shooting. Full cast and crew.
Whereabouts were you guys again? You said town of 1,000, but...
Well, that one is an undisclosed location.
Okay.
NDAs needed to be signed for that, fair. I plead the 5th. Yes. Well, that's the 4th, but I plead the 5th. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. And I know you had a whole bunch of music video reactions for that. Was there one that was like your favorite?
I mean, shout out Johnny Reacts. He's pretty funny with like the reactions. He reacted to it, and yeah, like I think what caught most people off guard was the shootout scene.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, what the fuck? Like he was like, yeah. And that was like a whole thing to shoot that too. Like we really had to like set up lightings and stuff like that, and do special like sort of special effects and post editing and stuff like that to get it to look like that. Most of that was actually me just doing that, like gaffing and lighting and stuff like that. And the reception was pretty solid on it. You know, everybody said that it looked like a movie or some shit too, which was good. Yeah, it was great.
Sure.
Great to know that I can shoot movies.
100%. 100%. So, you know, stay tuned for Aztec the movie.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
Coming soon. Nah, that's the album. The album is literally Aztec the movie.
Yeah.
Just in audio form. But anyway, and the final music video from the album release was The Burbs, featuring Chief Maez.
Yep.
Jacob helped on that shoot as well. Jacob behind the camera. What was it like shooting that? Obviously a lot more simpler of a music video, a little less, I mean, it's still, you know, a background to the video, but you know, a little more typical of a hip hop shoot. What was like shooting that music video?
I mean,
or how did that go?
Everything always is different on every shoot that I do, as like, you know, all the random fucking things that we talk about, me and Atza, of shoots, ghost activities and police and random crap, you know what I'm saying? So I think for me, for this one, that was different, was definitely the pigeon. The pigeon, and I hear Jacob laughing behind the camera. He's smiling up. Nah, that one was, as soon as I saw the pigeon, I was like, oh, so that's what's happening in this shoot.
Yeah, that's the moment.
That's what's going on, you know? There was a few things throughout the shoot that was just random, like things that had happened. But
it wasn't that dramatic.
It wasn't nothing like out of the ordinary. For a normal shoot that I'm doing, it's just like kind of expected shit. But the pigeon, as soon as the homie busted out the pigeon, it was like, yeah, you want to get some shots on my pet pigeon? I was like, huh? I was like, yo.
Oh, it's a real tech shoot right now. This is Katashi Films at its finest.
I looked to everybody around, and I was like, this is what it's like shooting with me, like on the regular. It's just random activities. I mean, like even when we're shooting this right before, but like people proposal here. I can't shoot nothing without there being something interesting
going on.
The Bliss
video with the French guys.
Yeah, Bliss, and shout out Coma, shout out Luna for that, you know. That music video is interesting too. It's always something different on every one of my shoots. For sure.
So, you know, if you want the Katashi Films treatment, just know that something special is going to happen on that. You don't know what's going to be, but
I'm the special.
I am the special.
I am the special.
For sure. And the Burbs, obviously, like I said, featuring Chief Maez. How'd that feature come about?
Well, that one, like I had already been seeing his music around, and I had been wanting to like get him on something anyway, and that one came about because a feature on the Burbs originally kind of fell through, and I was needing a replacement on it, and kind of on the ASAP. I hit up Maez. Maez is like, yo, bet I can get this done. Like, and I was like, bro, I need it done by tomorrow. This motherfucker comes through, and he's like, bro, I was writing it when I was driving over here. Like, you know, he comes, delivers his shit, and the rest is history. We got a great verse on the Burbs, and it came out clean. Everybody did their thing on the album.
100%.
Even your ad lib that made it on the album.
Yes, I have a I have a credit. I have a writing credit on, it's barely a writing credit.
Run that shit.
Yeah, You can hear me on Return to Life. In like the first verse, I think, like somewhere towards the middle of the first verse.
During Curtis's verse.
Like right. I think I was listening to it earlier today. It's the left ear. You know, I don't know, Don, how you you mix
Shout
that.
out Don Sahan too. That's the homie. He engineered that whole thing, bro. Shout out to you, bro. You did your thing.
But all the features 100% came through. Probably the biggest feature on the project is Wifisfuneral on Pheme. Is that how you?
Pheme.
Pheme.
At least that's what I think it's pronounced. I'm kind of winging that shit myself. So.
Crazy to get a feature of that caliber, especially at this point in your career, where you're still establishing yourself, especially in a city like Sydney. How did that feature come about?
That one was that one like dropped out of the sky. The opportunity came up, and I had the opportunity to work with Wi-Fi, and I was like, cool, like I got the opportunity. I don't have a song. So I'm like, all right, since I'm a producer, let's cook up some beats. And I just had Wi-Fi in mind, created that, and then created the whole song within like 24 hours, entire like writing, production, recording. The final version is the first take that I did because I was pretty happy with the version. I think I maybe touched up some things, some takes here and there, but overall I was pretty happy.
For sure.
Slid it over to Wi-Fi maybe like a week later, sent it back, and yeah, got that shit squared away, cleared up, and yeah, the song came about.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I said in my music my review that I put on my social media that it sounds like you guys recorded it literally in the same room. It's crazy how, you know,
he was in Nevada.
It came together. Yeah. You know, it's crazy that, you know, it was all that turnaround. You sent it to him, he comes back, especially
zipping around.
Especially with how you guys like how you feed into his verse, then how you feed off of his verse, and you know. Yeah, it's
what
really
was crazy was like getting back the stems and hearing him like singing along to my shit, because that was a bit of like, whoa.
Yeah, like a surreal moment.
Yeah, like it was cool. Like, you know, somebody that like is established in the industry, like fucking found my shit catchy enough to sing along to the shit, I guess. You know, I don't know what I was really thinking. It was just, it tripped me out a little bit, and I was like, it's a cool moment. Very just like happy, you know. Since then, obviously, like had some crazy production credits, and then you know, on top of that, like even on the album had some really good credits on that shit. Like shout out Curtis, shout out Steez, shout out Chief, shout out Wi-Fi, shout out Big Skeez and Atahan. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, and shout out everybody else that was involved in the album. You know.
100%.
Like Dawn mixing and mastering, you for your one line.
My one line, Majida
for her couple lines, yeah. So, and there's a few people that I'm probably forgetting, but shout out to you too.
Yes, you'll be in the liner notes of the video.
I'll laugh if it's just one person. They're gonna be really mad.
Like you just mentioned, Curtis King.
Yeah.
He is on Return to Life.
Yeah.
With Steez Malase.
Yeah.
What was it like getting Curtis, someone else who you know you've been following for a while on the projects, you know, has also worked on, you know, with industry greats.
Yeah. Well, I think it was always cool because I always watched his like YouTube channel, like when he was starting out, because he did his Curspirations, which Curtis, if you're watching this, bro, like I know you will remember that shit. The Curspirations was such a throwback, bro, and like I'd been following him for a moment. I had got the feature from quite a while ago. It was over a different beat, but I didn't like the original beat that I had made for it.
Yeah.
And I really loved his verse, but not to that beat. So I recreated a beat around it, and that's what I've kind of been getting to be known for now, like with Atta and you and stuff. Like people are just like, so I like the concept, but I fucking hate the beat.
Yeah.
You know? And then they're just coming to me for this fucking, you know, and you know what's crazy is like every time I'd be making really good beats around what I get given. So, you know, it is what it is, you know? So it doesn't matter. As long as it comes out great, why question it, you know?
No, for sure.
So, yeah, it came out great though. Curtis did his thing, and yeah, it was a really solid verse.
For sure. And finally, Big Skeez on No Love. You know, got to ask, I already know, you know, a little bit of the background, but you know, the lyrics on that are, you know, very, very potent lyrics. They definitely stand out. I'd be remiss to not ask the question of, you know, what's the story behind No Love, and also how Big Skeez came to be a part of the track.
Well, Big Skeez, I had already been wanting to work with him because he is a solid artist. I know that he's kind of had been swaying away from rap as of recent, going more into other genres. So I knew that it was a bit of an ask for him to jump on rap, but he really delivered, and I think he added like a contrast on the track and came with some really like different energy, and yeah, no, it sounded nice. So I was glad that he got to jump on that, and yeah, I'm just thankful for that feature, because he really did it justice, you know.
For sure.
As far as the topic goes, I plead the fifth on that one too.
Okay.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. The girl that It's about knows what it's about.
Fair enough.
Shirty be hitting me up, so
Oh, goodness.
yeah, on
Yeah.
undisclosed numbers and shit,
Yes.
like fucking CIA activities and shit. So shout out to you, even though I don't fuck with you.
Hey, inspired the song and made for a great song.
Yeah, yeah, exactly that part.
Thank you, but fuck you.
Thank you, but fuck you, and have a nice day.
Yes. As we round out the track list of the project ends with Temet Nosce, which is
Know
very
Let's know thyself in Latin.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, very personal cuts. It's got audio, which is from footage, I assume, of you as a kid,
Yeah, home footage.
home footage. Got a lot of shout outs. Obviously, you shout out Atahan on there.
Yeah.
You shout out your homie Kato
Yeah.
as well on the track.
Kato. You met Kato, so
met
you
Kato.
understand. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you say it in the lyrics. You gotta listen to the song.
Son of a gun.
Yes. But yeah, no. Obviously, you ended in such a personal note. I kind of asked it at the start, but with Temet Nosce being the closer, like, what do you think you've learned about gratitude and appreciation for the people around you through that song?
I mean, like, because of my learning appreciation, that song fruited into what it became. So I think it's really like, I mean, like my abuela always says, when you struggle, you know who's really got you, and your family's always got you, and the people who really love you has always got you. So you really learn who the people around you you could trust, like the people that you can trust.
Definitely.
So the song, it's because it reminded me, like, when I was creating it to try and manifest my own happiness, I was going through like happy memories and people who I know love me undoubtedly. So my mama, my abuela, my nan, my grandma and my family, Yeah, like I even shout out my hairdresser Maria. So shout out you. You know what I mean? So which I say in my song. I haven't seen you since I grew all this. My hair.
You said 2006? No, was that on a different song? Was that song? You said you hadn't cut your hair since 2006.
No, I haven't cut my hair since all of this.
Oh,
that's what I
okay.
say. Yeah, and then it's like towards my hair. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like 2006.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nah, not that long. Nah. But I have been growing my hair for a very long time, bro. That's like, man, 2018, I stopped cutting my hair like that. I still cut it up, trim it and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how long my hair's been growing, man.
For sure. No, it's been 2 years now that I've grown my hair out.
Baby hairs.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm,
Baby years.
Yeah. I'm leagues behind you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
It's it can sometimes feel cheesy when you make songs like that. I don't know how you feel. Sometimes I feel cheesy when I make personal songs, but when you look back and you really look at it holistically, it's like, wow, it feels good to shout out people. I think the other day, because the day that we're shooting this is around the time of the 50th birthday of hip hop.
Interesting.
And on that day, I was like, let me listen to my favorite hip hop album of all time, just to celebrate that, which is Graduation by Kanye. And it got to Big Brother, which is the last song on that album. And I was like, wow, like what Kanye was saying about Jay-Z on that song was really dope and really potent. So looking back, some of those songs might be cheesy, but when you really think about it, it's like, nah, it's perfect. And
I think I think you can only think that something is cheesy if you haven't experienced it.
Of course.
Too, like in that context.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like with people that maybe you might need to question who's around you if you find that showing appreciation for people is a bit corny to you. That shouldn't be the case. You should be giving people roses when they're alive. Sure. I mean, I always try to let people know that I love them when they're around, because I didn't always get the chance to tell people that I loved and appreciated them when they were here until it was too late.
For sure.
For sure.
So
you know, it is what it is, and that's, you know, and that's why, like, you struggle, you go through some shit, and you take what you learned from past mistakes. You don't make the mistakes anymore, you know? So that's part of the album, you know? Wake, death, return, life,
100%,
you know?
100%. Look, if the interview ended right there, that would be the perfect cut. But, you know, things happen after the album releases. Exactly. And with that came a album release party. Actually, no, before we get into that, we had a listening party. Yeah. Oh, you had a listening party. Yeah. I was just there. Yeah, how'd the listening party go? I know it was at Studios 301. Yeah, how was the listening party?
Well, I mean, you were there.
Yeah, but the people don't know. You know, I gotta ask this question like I wasn't there.
Yeah, no, I know. It was cool. You know, I mean, Legacy complained the whole time. Yeah, so like, true. You know.
It's only because you said he was the guy who sells oranges.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a bit of truth in that, but no, it was good. I made, you know, yeah, I introduced y'all to the fucking like oranges, tahini, and chamoy and stuff like that. Legacy was like, oh, I haven't had this in a minute. I was like, of course you haven't. You know?
It's because he doesn't get high on his own supply.
No, it's because he's used to snack packs now. Living in Liverpool, man, snack pack.
Y'all beefing over the snack packs.
Yeah.
Oh, he said if you don't get the Holy Trinity,
don't speak to me.
Don't speak to me. Like, well, I guess I'm not speaking to you.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, was there any comments from, because obviously that came prior to the release of the project, was there any comment that you really took in to be like, oh, okay, cool, maybe I need to change that, or, you know,
I think the main one was yours on 1862, which was the idea of switching the auto-tune with the main vocal. I mean, Legacy had some criticisms as well on little things, but overall it was like very small stuff, like, and I think anything else might have just been subjective opinions, which everybody there kind of like understood, and they were like, you know, I completely respect it. This is just personally what I would do. Sure. But everybody seemed to love it, you know. I know that you loved it, and everybody else in there was just like, I mean, it was the perfect place to play the whole thing because the acoustics are great, and it's like
301. So, you know, the top studio in Australia.
Exactly.
So why not?
Yeah, it was a good night. It was interesting because I don't think I had ever done something like that for myself. So doing a listening party with a selected few people,
like a focus group.
Yeah, a focus group of other fellow artists, kind of like felt different. Like, especially like having such like a high-end studio, like just for a listening party, not for recording, felt a bit weird. I've done plenty of recording studio time in like since then, 301. You know, I think being there just for the sake of listening to an album, setting up food and just kicking it for the sake of me felt weird, and that's why I felt like I was like, oh yeah, check it, but look at like what Ata did on that project, or look at what this guy did, you know, because I was like,
take the heat off you a little bit, not feel like it's all about you.
Well, I don't know. Plus as well, like I like sharing the moment with people as well, like because at the end of the day, like, as much as I'm independent and people talk about like, yeah, I got here by myself, which is partly true. Like, I mean, we do our shit by ourselves, but we also wouldn't be who we are without the people the people that we came with, the people that we continue to meet, and the people that are in our lives right now. So, yeah, like, I mean, it's just the appreciation going back into Temet Nosce. So, like, I think that's just kind of like who I am. I just like involving everybody and not really like being me, 100%. You know, I have those moments where I'm like, yeah, me.
You got to, as a rapper, you have to.
Yeah, exactly. So,
do you think I'd do it again on the next project whenever that comes out?
Well, fucking album, because I ain't doing none of them again for a minute.
Next EP or something like that?
Yeah, I would do it for an EP. Like, yeah, the thing that me and you were working on maybe or something like that, that would be cool. I think that would be cool. Like, yeah, something like that would be cool. I think bring Legacy just so I can talk shit about him. Bring Ata, because Ata was talking shit. Everybody was talking shit, bro. So, but yeah, that was a good night. I'm glad that I did it.
For sure. And speaking of talking shit around the homies and tequila, and, you know, also making, you know, the night not all about you, even though it is, was your release party.
Yeah.
which, you know, you came in, you messaged me or told me in person, like prior, like, yo, can you be on the aux for this?
yeah.
Because I want none of this album played
Yeah.
at any point of the night.
Nah, not a.
I just want to play
People coming up to me and it's just like, yeah, just play your album. I was like, man, fuck that album, bro. It's like, I heard that motherfucker for 3 years, motherfucker.
Nah.
I want a night where I'm not even thinking about that motherfucker.
Facts.
That's why I was getting drunk, waste away my tears that I spent on that motherfucker.
But yeah, no, how was the it's what we call the release party, but also the Wii Olympics.
Oh yeah.
From, you know, also a video that you should check out on my Patreon. When you go to Tech's place, like
really
he says,
he's really plugging his Patreon
of
hard.
course, you know, I got to get in my shots where I can. You like to say that you will never be bored at your place.
Oh yeah. Nah, well, look,
if you come to Aztec to work on stuff,
yeah,
or, you know, if you're one of the in the circle and
Yeah.
you know you get invited, you're lucky to be invited to one of these events, then you know, you're never bored. But you know, how was the release party?
Release party was fun. Like, it felt good to just like, yeah, just fucking like chill. You know, there was some like drama during the day, but other than that, like, as soon as it got to the night and everybody started coming, when you and Rennie like hit the spot, and it felt like yeah, it was like, okay, like, this is a future me problem if there's anything that I need to worry about.
Yeah.
But for right now, then we're here, we're chilling. This is like my night, and I don't need to worry about this crap right now. I just need to like enjoy myself, enjoy the people that I'm around, have my phone completely like off. Like, I mean, I had it on,
But you were just not.
but I wasn't not on it at all. Like, maybe to film some videos when I thought of, but I really wanted to have my phone separation,
And just enjoy the company.
A1. Yeah, and just be in the moment and shit.
For sure. And as you mentioned earlier, the release has been out for a couple months or a month or so now at this point. Has anything interesting happened since, you know, the release, you know, promo-wise, you know, maybe some you know, recognition that you've gotten? I have one thing that I want to bring up, but I want to hear about that stuff first.
Well, I mean, since then, like, obviously, I've been cutting like a lot of demos. As you know, been doing a lot of prods and stuff.
Back into the studio.
Literally, like, not even like, even when the album was coming out, I was fucking like, even before then, I was working on new shit. When the album was already mixed and mastered, I was like, okay, cool, this, you know. So me, your project, there's a few things, like me and Ata meant to be working on some stuff, and I've been doing some prods. Me and Maez got some shit. Me and Space has got some shit. And like, I'm trying to like stack my credits. I mean,
keep growing.
I think my next people that I really want to work with is DeAndre, Solly, and those guys, and Darkside, those guys. Like, I fuck with those guys. They've shown me mad love. Trauma Squad, obviously, I want to continue to work with those guys. Blackbird, like, I really want to keep working with him on his shit, because me and him have been doing some prod stuff together, and man, all these guys are such talented artists, you know. And anybody that I get into the studio, basically, you know, there's been a lot of people that I've been working with, so it's a bit hard to like kind of focus and really like shout out everybody that I might want to shout out, because we'll be here all day. But the people that I fuck with know I fuck with them because they're in my place and I'm prodding with them, or they're features, or like I'm features on their shit, or you know, because I'm really selective about that shit. So
For sure.
But yeah, I'm excited about all those projects. I think the next one I'm excited for is me and your one, which is going to be super, super dope.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. Big summertime vibes.
Exactly. You know, with a little bit of wholesomeness in the middle.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Well, to end us off, if you haven't streamed it yet, Wake, Death, Return, Life, out right now on all DSPs. Go watch all the music videos that we talked about. The Burbs, Serpico, Focus, 1862 coming soon, or out right now if it, whenever this drops. And yes, shout out to you, Aztec Flow. You know, make sure you go follow. It's great to, you know, interview you, and you know, again, we'll catch you next time.
All right.
That's a wrap. I'm not sure if I don't know how that works.
Sheesh.
We did it.